I just wanted to ask if anybody else. I know for the past couple years, everybody's been feeling something, whatever that something is. Everybody's been feeling pretty off, but I don't know, man. Am I the only one that just has like this weird resentment and anger towards people that I'm not even connected to in any way? Maybe at work and you deal with a colleague, or you deal with a customer. You're at the grocery store and someone pisses you off and you just have all this anger and judgment and resentment towards them. Is anybody else out there going through that right now? Because I've been having a real hard time trying to overcome that and figure out how to combat that. Because I don't really know where it comes from, but just a lot of anger lately. A lot of anger. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to see if there's anybody else out there who has dealt with this or is dealing with this. I guess it'd be nice just to know that I'm not alone. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. It's like it's almost like I look at these people, and I don't hate wealthy people. I really don't. But I look at these people that do have money and have like a lot of good standing within the world, and it's like they don't. You almost feel like you're not valued because you're not on their level, right? And you can look at them with the judgment, and they always make an excuse. I can't tell you how many wealthy people, like really wealthy people, all said, "Well, I grew up dirt poor." Statistically speaking, that's just bullshit. It is. There's no way all the wealthy people that I've met and talked to all grew up poor. They make an excuse, right? What they think by being poor is that they were not as well off as they are right now, or maybe they were in the working class, okay? Maybe even middle class. But because they're so wealthy and they're in the upper class, they look at what they used to, the way they grew up versus now, and they view that as poverty when it really isn't. It's just like majority of Americans, how we live. But I look at them and I just feel this anger and resentment, man. It's like you have no idea what I'm going through. You have no idea what I'm dealing with, and yet here you are making accusations and judgments against me for nothing. I'm just trying to do my job and make sure that you're well taken care of. I want to do my best, whether you're rich or you're poor, and you hire us on. I want to do the best that I can because I have that integrity. But I just look at people, man. I just get angry, and I was like, I don't even care. Like I'm starting to not care about anything quality wise. Just like, why should I? You got the money. If you're not happy with it, pay somebody else. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? You're just gonna bitch and complain about it anyways. So I just look at these people, man, and like I think about it, man, and I just like I drop these crazy, wicked like imaginations in my head, these fake arguments that I'm never gonna have with them, and it just gets me so angry and hyped up, and I'm like ready to have those conversations and arguments rather, and to like defend myself. And it's like, what am I defending? Who am I defending? My ego? Why do I care? Like, because even if I tell them what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through, and what I'm working towards, even if they look at it and they understand, they're still not going to care. So why is there this anger and resentment towards so many people? I don't understand it. I've been praying a lot, and I don't know. There's something I'm missing. First, I tried to just ignore it. Okay, like I'd get angry, and I just would do anything in my power to just not react to it. I saw that I was angry, but just don't flipping nobody off. Don't even say anything. Just be angry. Don't even breathe heavy. Just be angry, and I want to flip somebody off or yell, and I just do nothing. If I'm driving, I drive. You get cut off and you want to flip them off. Oh, fuck you. I don't do that. They drive, flip off. I don't even breathe hard like I just did. I just keep driving, even though I'm absolutely livid and pissed. And that just wasn't working, man. Because eventually, at some point during the day, trying to stuff it all down, it just comes out at some point, usually towards the, you know, later part of the day. But the only thing I can figure, man, like I can't. I know I can't. I've tried it on my own. I've tried doing that. I've tried a couple other things too, and none of them worked. So the only thing I figure is that if I can't do it, why am I relying on my power? The only one that can do it is God. So I pray. I was like, God, I can't do this. I realize now that there is nothing that I can do of my own will, of my own accord, of my own fruition. There's nothing that I can do to overcome this. The only way for me to overcome this is by giving it over to you. So that's what I'm working on, man. You know, and I figured that out probably only a week ago. So, but it's hard, man. The hardest part is just having that time to think, you know, and you build up these wicked imaginations in your head and you allow them to become true, even though they're not true. But you build this whole story. That's why it says, take every thought. Jesus says, take every thought into captivity. And that's why. If you don't take those thoughts into captivity, because it said, he says too, I can't remember what verse, but, he says, you're going to get to, you need to discern between the spirits to know whether it's of God or of evil. So you might have these thoughts. And if these thoughts are of anger, of resentment, of jealousy, well, are those thoughts your own? No. Are those thoughts from God? No. Well, what's the only other option? It's the evil one. It's the enemy trying to seduce you and weigh you down. And I figure that if you can at least see that, I mean, that's one hell of a start. It's better than denying it and not recognizing it. So, I mean, I guess that's good. But yeah, I guess we'll just end on that. I don't really know what else to talk about or how to say it. But pretty much, is anybody else out there dealing with those thoughts and having a hard time taking those thoughts captivity, regardless of what the thoughts may be? For me specifically, it's been a lot of anger and resentment towards others. Oftentimes, most of the time, hell, if not every time, it's for no reason at all. I just hate them. I hate. I guess that's the challenge, right? Take every thought into captivity. Because as one thinks he is, so he is. I think that's kind of when we start getting into the self-love movement. You have so much self-hatred for ourselves that we try to overcompensate it with self-love because we hate ourselves. And perhaps maybe that's why I have the resentment and anger towards those who are oftentimes doing better than me. Knowing the capabilities that I have, the skill set, the knowledge, the intelligence. And I'm not like some crazy, wicked, smart dude, or more talented than everybody else. I think I just have enough integrity and work ethic that I will outperform 95% of the people out there just from my work ethic alone and my integrity. But I just look and I'm like, man, knowing that I could just be on their same level or better, and it just inflates my ego. My ego just, and it's not even real, man. My ego's not even real. The thoughts aren't real. All of this over nothing. How could it be anyone else but the enemy? I don't want these thoughts. I don't like them. I've been trying for weeks and weeks and weeks to try to shut them out and to overcome them and I failed. So the only way that I could possibly overcome is by completely giving up. I have to give up and let God do what he's going to do. It's the only way. Because it doesn't work if I do it. Isn't that crazy? As you think, so you are. Take every thought into captivity, casting down wicked imaginations. In other words, just give up. Give up and let God. And I figured that if you could do that, if you could even just see that and recognize that that's what you need to do, well, I figure you already know how to step outside the gray.